Hey guys, what's up? Zero's Blade here, and today I wanted to bring you something a little bit different. We're going to do some deck testing with a hunter deck that I've been kind of messing around with recently. This, I think, is the list that I want to test today. So, first up, we're just kind of going to go through the list a little bit card by card, real quick, and I'll put an annotation down below. So, if you want to skip this part, you can get right into the action. But this is the list we're going to test. First off, we have a one-of tracking. Personally, I'm a really big fan of tracking as a card. Two of it's a little bit much because there's not a whole lot of cards in your deck in Hearthstone to really dig through. But I like the one mana kind of look for a tool that you need to solve a problem. I think as a one of it's actually pretty good and it comes in handy. It's sometimes the discard two can kind of hurt you, but it's usually not too terribly bad. That being said, it's probably one of the cards that I'm a little bit more unsure about, but I personally do like it. I have a one of Abusive Sergeant here. He's basically just there as a way to trade up certain other guys, like a web spinner could then trade with anything that's got 3 toughness. You Unleash the Hounds in here, you can make that trade with anything with 3 toughness. We have Mad Scientist could kill anything with 4, Haunted Creeper anything with 3. Just a lot of things that helps you trade up. So as a one of, I don't think it's too bad. Just kind of, like I said, helps you trade up. Uh, Two web spinners in here just because it's a great card in general. Web spinner just kind of gets there a lot of the time, like pretty much regardless of what card it gives you for the most part. It's just incredibly great value. Like your creature's dying, you're getting another creature to replace it, so that's just great. One of Glavezuka here is pretty much here for the same reason that Abusive Sergeant is to help trade up, on top of the fact it's a little bit more early board clear. Kill some of those pesky, like Flame Imps, anything with 2 health in general. Explosive traps are just kind of a must. Hearthstone is still a very aggro based game in the meta for the most part, and Explosive Trap is just kind of a Hunter's best answer. Kind of potentially just clears the board. Freeze Trap's here for 2 different reasons. The first one is that it creates a little bit of tempo in the early game if you need it to. And the second thing is you don't have a lot of great just kill it answers as a hunter. Or if you do, they're not really card efficient. Like Hunter's Mark and stuff like that aren't necessarily super card efficient to do that. Like a lot of the time you're 2 for 1ing yourself just to get off the board. So Freezing Trap, well, it doesn't necessarily kill it, kind of answers some of those bigger minions and makes it really a pain to play again. Like if they swing at you with, like Alstraza or something, and you Freezing Trap that, now it's 11 mana and they pretty much can't even play unless they have a way to ramp. Things like that. It's kind of nice that way. Singleton quick shot here, just as a one of. It's good removal, but the thing I really like about it is when the game starts to dirtle out, and that moment where it really is the last card in your hand, and you can go, I kill your guy and draw a guy. It's usually a pretty big tempo swing, so you kind of usually win some of the dirtle fights that way between your hero power and this card. So I like it for that reason. Haunted Creeper's in here just because it's good value. It's 2 mana for 1/2. It's a beast, so it activates things like Kill Command, and then when it dies, it makes 2/1/1s. You have ways to trade up, like we talked about earlier. So it's just pretty good. Man Scientist, because you're playing so many traps, you might as well have another way to get some secrets on the board. Eaglehorn Bow, obviously, again, tons of secrets. Mad Scientist, tons of ways to proc the extra durability on it. Generally, just kind of a great card. Animal Companion here is kind of borderline a stable hunter card. Um, Pretty much all 3 of the beasts it can make are relevant and good. Some a little bit in different situations, but it's always good and always makes a beast. And it's a spell, which sometimes is relevant, sometimes hurts you. But it's a beast and it's 3 mana and it's not bad. Kill commands here because you have a bunch of beasts. So surprise, a lot of the time it's going to be 3 mana, deal 5 damage. Whether that's to their face to try to close out a game, whether that's to a big creature that's kind of hard to deal with in any other way. Like I said before, this deck doesn't deal with big creatures very well. It's kind of there for either one. Unleash the Hounds is kind of one of your answers to a really big board. Um, Status, again, like they just kind of flood the board, and sometimes it'll either help you close out the game because you can just kind of overflow, Alpha Strike, flood them, or other times it just helps you get the board clear with your own, pile of creatures. So that's good. Houndmaster is again because you're playing so many beasts. Might as well play a 4/3 that gives 2/2 and taunt 2 beasts. Not bad for 4 mana. Lothab is in here. He's a 5 mana 5/5, which in itself is generally considered fine in most terms, but he has such an insane battle cry in the fact that he makes their spells cost 5 more. So you pretty much, if you can put up a board that you know they pretty much can't deal with without playing a spell or a combination of spells, like, you know, a paladin has to go Equality, Consecrate, or whatever, deal with your board, or they lose the game like the following turn. And you can slam a Lotheb, they lose the game anyway, because they don't have 10 mana plus those mana costs to play those cards. Like, that would be 16 mana just for them to use that 2-card combo. They can't do that. So then you and just end up winning that way. Sludge Belcher is a great card at just stalling at the board. 3/5 taunt for 5 is decent, and then he creates another taunt when he dies. It's just a 1/2, but it's still a taunt, which is really relevant in such an aggro-based metagame right now. Savannah Highmane's in here just because it's a great card in terms of value. It is a 6 mana 6/5, makes 2/2s when he dies. That's pretty good. Like, and all 3 of the creatures are beasts, him and the ones he makes when he dies. Relevant note here on the side is that the Haunted Creeper, when he dies, the Spectral Spiders are actually not classified as beasts right now. So, I mean, Savannah Highmane has a little bit extra oomph in terms of that. And then Dr. Boomin here is pretty much literally just because they didn't nerf him. Like, he's a 7 mana 7/7, brings bodies with him. They can blow up damage. You guys all know the Dr. Boom story. He's kind of broken. He's kind of overpowered, and they haven't done anything about him yet. So he's just there because he's really, really good. Alright, so let's get into this. You guys have seen the deck. What we're going to do here to do some deck testing, make this just fun, easy, quick for all of us. We're going to do 3 matches, and we're going to see how they go. Hopefully, you know, we win most of them or all of them, whatever. Make sure this deck is performing solidly. If it's not, we're going to take a look at why we're losing, what cards are causing those hiccups, what is the problem, what tweaks we need to make to this deck. But for right now, I feel like this is a pretty good deck for the current meta and how aggro-tastic it is. Alright, so we're up against Shaman. I feel like that's a halfway decent start. Wouldn't mind getting a web spinner. Yes! Off the tizzy there. That's what we want. Get some water here really quick. Okay. So, obviously we're just gonna jam out our web spinner. Never really upset with that start. That's always pretty much a good start for hunters. I like it. It's pretty strong. And we have Glaive Zuka if we need to potentially trade up. We have Coin into Animal Companion also as an option. Coin Eaglehorn Bow for some reason, if that's relevant. Yeah. No, it's looking like a Glaive Zuka here. And we are able to clear his board and get some damage in ourselves. Not too shabby. Oh, Power Mace, huh? Haven't seen a mech-based shaman in a little while here. Got ourselves a Jungle Panther. Interesting. I actually kind of like the Jungle Panther here. We're going to go ahead and hold off here. I don't want to coin into tracking or anything just quite yet because I don't 100% really know what he's playing. Like, obviously it's probably something mech-based, but I don't want to look for an answer that I don't know what the answer is. So, you know. Alrighty. Yeah. I think the plan here is we're going to break that shield. And Animal Companion. See what we got. We'll trade that here. A little bit of lag. Still don't feel like I need to burn that coin or the tracking just yet. Like, I really like to hold off on my tracking. Like, I was explaining the one over a little bit earlier, but I like to hold off until I kind of know what I need, and there isn't really anything that I need in this moment. Like obviously there's things that I wouldn't mind, but I don't need anything just yet. Right now I'm just gonna get my walls up in case he has a hex. Can only hex one of my taunts, so we can't go too ham too fast, which is really what we're worried about here. Okay, for a spirit's pretty decent. It's kind of a weird lightning storm there. Oh, apparently he issued the attack before he lightning stormed because that was ridiculously awkward. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to pop one of these with my bow. I'll pop one of these with my Sludge Belcher. We're going to use this coin we've been saving. Get our Houndmaster out here. Get a nice big bear. So now we have a very relevant threat on the board that he's going to have to deal with pretty quick. Or he's going to get some trouble. His clock's pretty short. Lightning Storm here could be pretty bad if he's got another one. Kind of feeling a little greedy here. This might be very greedy. But that's how it's going. I do have a pretty good idea of what's in his deck here. That's tough. We want the Houndmaster, honestly. Alright. I do apologize for the little bit of lag here, guys. I will look into that momentarily. But we are in pretty good shape so far, and I'm just slamming a heal bot just to try to stabilize with another set of wolves here. Alright, so we're going to buff up one of these. Kill the wolf. Kill wolf. I think we're actually going to trade all three of these in here. Kill his last little duder and slap him right to the dome. Pretty much telling him lightning storm me or you're gonna lose at this point. Alright, he's gonna scoop it up, forfeit. Good for us, well played. And that is game one. We're going to game two. Just a second here. Alright guys, we're going to be going into game two here of our playtest. So far, the list we showed up here for the Hunters performing pretty well. Game one was up against the mech shamany kind of deck. I don't know. He's kind of a little all over the place. We are kind of low ranked again. This is the start of the month. So you see a little bit of everything down here, to be honest. But wowzers. I like that better. I feel like Houndmaster is a little greedy keep on the start there. Especially against a mage that has so much board clear in terms of just different spells. So. And a worm. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Get our spider out really early so we can maybe get the glaive out next turn and kind of hopefully kill off this worm. If he has like double mirror image or something, we could be in some trouble. Nothing? Ooh. Rough day to be this guy. Actually, just gonna hit face here for now. No reason really just swinging into it just to swing into it. So we are going to be able to clear the board here. He's going to get to draw a card off of it though. But the difference is we both have 4 cards. He's about to be 5. But I have 3 creatures on the board, and he can kill all of them with his hero power. But, I mean, that's 2 mana pretty early in the game, so he's going to be trading some serious life to do it. Instead, he's actually drawing cards, which seems even sketchier, honestly. That's not too bad, I guess. Come on. This might be a little bit greedy, but I'm going to go ahead and get the mana, or I mean the explosive trap out, I'm sorry, just to be a little bit more mana efficient, because I feel like this game's going to be kind of close. He hasn't done a whole lot yet, but mages have a pretty serious way of coming back. So I think I want the beast. So we got a bear. Just gonna put damage to the face, I guess. Kind of try to race him a little bit here. Alrighty. I feel like shooting my face would be extremely greedy. I feel like he wants to shoot that abusive sergeant. He's gonna shoot anything with his hero power. No, shoot in the face. What exactly is the plan here, buddy? I don't think he has one. Nope, don't think he had one. So we got, oh, here we go, 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 17. That's pretty good, though. I think we're going to kill his spellcaster here, just because we can't quite close out the game. So I think that's the best state we can put the board in here. I mean, I guess there's an argument for putting him to 2, and then hopefully, you know, flame trap. But if he swings here anyway, and can't kill, then he's dead to my shot on my turn. Yeah, he's dead either way. So that's 2 games in the bag so far. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright guys, let's head into game 3 here. See what we can do. So far we've won both matches. The first one was against some kind of mech shaman. Second one looks like it was maybe the combo mage where you go Sorcerer's Apprentice into Medivh's Echo, and then you play like Archmage and just a million infinite like free spells and 1 mana fireballs and all that kind of stuff. But he didn't get anywhere near his combo. This is going to be kind of a messy one. I don't know if I want the bow that early without any traps against the paladin. That's super messy. See what we can do. I feel like I know some of the cards at least that I want against paladin. And that's like a bunch of them. I feel like the mad scientist is a little greedy, but I feel like I need to be able to put up a board presence right away. I really do want the explosive trap, so I'm kind of hoping off the mad scientist's death we get explosive trap, but it means there's only 1 more explosive trap in my deck. So this was one of the downsides I was talking about with using the tracking, but still I'm going to say that I kind of needed it a little bit. good. What do we get? Freezing. Of course. Most awkward thing I could possibly get. And we get that, which is also a little awkward in this situation. So you got Mech Paladin. Now, a lot of people playing mech decks tonight. I'm sorry, I can barely talk. Yep. Surprise, freeze trap. Showed you. Yeah, I think this is kind of the plan. I'm gonna just get this board clear. The 4/4 this early is kind of terrifying. And he's only going to get more value out of it if I let it stay. He is getting pretty loaded up on cards. One of them is a 3-mana knight, though. He's really only got 6 relevant cards. 3 mana for 1/1 to 6. You're going to have to go ahead and slap that. Just give him a little shot to the face. Get a little bit of damage in there. We're going to be able to start dropping fatties on this guy in a minute here, which is, hopefully the goal. With that, that's fine. I'm just planning on playing big dudes anyway, and we're on the big dudes plane. Keep our bow for right now until it's a little bit more relevant. Or we can get a trap out. Either way is good. Oh, that's disgusting. It's disgusting. Ooh. Alright. What do you have? What do you have? Find out pretty quick. Alright. Of course. Let's definitely pick the guy that's going to be virtually impossible to handle. Why not? Right. We are in a little bit of a dire situation here. Big dudes is what the 100 deck struggles to get through. He, in fact, has a big dude. Boom, 8 to the face. Got a pretty short clock here, I think, to deal with it. 3, 4, 5. That's suboptimal at best. Alright, well, he's quick shot that. Get it off the board. But I mean, we're still pretty open to some beatdowns here. He has a fairly large black knight there on the board. Don't have any taunt in hand. Don't have any great answers right now either. Hammer Wrath seems pretty good. Deletes my biggest guy. Oh my god, Kings. Like, this guy's all about the big dude's pain train. Pretty much Frost Trap or bust right now. Bust it is. Bust it is. Ouchies. Well, we're 2-1 so far with this deck. In general, it performs pretty well against the aggro themed decks, which is, what I'm aiming it to do. However, it does apparently, just like we thought when we talked about the deck list, bend over to big dudes. If they just slam big dudes, make big dudes even bigger dudes on their big dudes. Pretty much dead. I mean, that's a weakness of Hunter in general. So right now, for what it's supposed to do, I think it's doing pretty much what we want. Like, it beats aggro decks. If you guys want to see more videos like this, or you want to see other decks or something tested, let me know, and if I have the cards for it, I'll be more than happy to do it. If you have any deck ideas, maybe you don't have the cards for, I have a pretty good amount. I don't have much for Priest, but I have pretty much everything else, honestly. So if you want to see something, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to get it to you. I'll try to show you a deck test, see how the cards run, and as always, keep it tuned in here, and I'll try to have more videos up for you soon.